Hey everyone, how you guys doing? I know, it's been a very long time since we've done a video, but that being said, it's been a very busy month for me, so work's been killer. I've been working by myself lately because, in short form, my buddy's been off for a month due to being isolated. He had family that had COVID and all this and that, so I've been working and busting my butt for the last 3 weeks. So I haven't had time to make videos, and I've been having personal life. And just now I signed a 6-month lease to rent a house, so I'm actually moving out on my own too, so there should be a lot more content hopefully coming there too, because I'll be a little less busy and occupied and stuff, so it'll be pretty good. So hopefully I can promise you guys more videos now, but today, as you can see, Taco is a little dirty. So last weekend we went out to Melfort, Saskatchewan, and we went camping and off-roading, so Taco is dirty all around, and what I want to do today for you guys is show you exactly how I wash my truck and give you some maybe tips and tricks on how to wash your Tacoma as well, because there is a few nice tips and tricks that you might want, but also I just want to show you how great it looks when it foams right up. So it's going to be not too long of a video, but also just to kind of give you guys a nice run around of everything there too. I'm going to do a total time-lapse video, guys, so you can see how I do it. What I'm going to use today is called TNT. It's truck and trailer wash. It's using the foam cannon, and it's a touchless wash actually, so you'll see how good it really is, because I haven't had my truck this dirty yet, and I've never seen how well it works with just a good amount of dirt. So we'll see what she does today.
When I look into her eyes, I see paradise. We feel that love, so deep in love.
Okay guys, so that's pre-foaming. So the reason why I pre-foam is because the foam will actually get right into the dirt and then just pick it all off, and then when I rinse it, it's already clean. Like, look at this. Look at this. I can already see my paint again. So then the pressure washer will just take care of the rest of the layers there, and we're pretty much good to go there. I mean, look at all the dirt falling off. I've never seen it work this good. This stuff is bought from a local supplier, and it's mixed 1-to-1 in a 1-liter bottle. It's the PF22 foam cannon, so it's a thicker foam cannon there. It foams up really well. So you can just see everything. Look at that. You got the paint back. You can see the dent clear as day, and I'm going to see all the scratches. Look, this tailgate was dirty before. It's already clean. So you don't let it dry either, so you got to rinse it off fairly quick, but I thought I'd give you guys a nice quick walk around. So and then once I'm done rinsing everything, I will do the tires and wheels with my spray bottle there, and those will clean up real well too. So let's get right back into it. Yeah, it's a little moist in here. That's what she said. So I'm gonna air out this place and let the truck dry, and then we're gonna see how the finish is. I might actually probably have to do another foam because there's just that much dirt. So that, or I should have just went straight with the soap instead of no hot water dilution, but I actually think it'll turn out pretty decent. So, because it's high pH as well, so, and it actually dries really, really nice. So we're gonna let this dry, and I'm gonna get the heck out of here so I can cool off, and then we'll get back into it. So it looks like it's completely dried out. It's nice in here again, so I'm not dying, and man, I cooled off real fast in here, that's for sure. So judging by how it looks already, it actually is 1,000 times better, especially when the fact that I'm not even touching the paint or anything, right? So like, check this out. So let's start with the hood. So obviously, like, it's dry, like there's nothing there. So yes, there is some dirt here. Actually, I have all pressure washer marks. Yeah, being that it was on the hood, I wouldn't be surprised with that, because it's, I mean, this dirt sat on here for about a month, or not a month, well, 1 week, sorry. Yeah, everything just kept splashing the hoods. 2 seconds in, I was already getting dirty, so, but looking at this, it's actually pretty clean for the most part. I mean, I gotta really clean her up, but I'm not too worried about it just yet. So, but looking at this, I mean, I see all my new pinstripes, and Oh, I see what that is. The black mark there, I took some of the vinyl sticker off, but I also scraped something really good there, so owie. No big deal. So then coming around here, we got more pinstripes, more pinstripes. Let's check the roof. Oh yeah, that's geesey. Yeah, so we got some dirt there, we got some water there. So yeah, I'll probably do a little bit of a hand soap in here or something like that there. It takes 2 seconds. Put a little bit of soap in the bucket and give her the beans. So, but like 75%, 80% is pretty much clean of this truck already. Like this is dry, so there's nothing there. It's all naturally dried, and even the wheels and tires cleaned up pretty well. You know, if I was just to do this in 20 minutes, it'd be pretty good. Tailgate looks pretty. You know, you can see the license plate again. You can see Tacoma again. Couldn't see it before, so. I was using high pressure. Oh my Lord. Oh yeah, there you guys go. There's the money shot, and then there's a little bit of money shot there. And then we come up here, we got a pinstripe going, whew, and then up here. Oh yeah, I got a couple goodies on here. You can see right here. This one goes, whoop. It's kind of funny how I actually enjoy these because it's silver, so all it's gonna take is one quick buff and she's gonna look brand new again. It's really hard to show you guys a little bit. I probably need better lighting, but whatever, I'm not too worried about it. So even looking at the snorkel here, you can see I've scraped it up here, all around kind of thing. So yeah, no, she cleaned up pretty dang well, guys, actually. So that's kind of what I do whenever I'm washing my truck for the most part. You can see the bug deflector is just gross, so maybe a little buffer. Oh, I missed some spots on the grill. No good. And then I still got dirt coming out of my grill and stuff. Yeah, so that's kind of the gist of it, of how to actually wash my Tacoma or whatever. So a couple tips and tricks I can give you guys is that if you do have a foam cannon, I would recommend doing that first, or at least using soap first always, just so that it can kind of lift it off. And plus, the reason why you maybe want to pre-foam, at least like for this stuff I do, usually on excessive vehicles, I actually pre-foam every dirty vehicle, I should say, sorry. Because when you put the foam on it and you let it all dwell and stuff like that for a couple minutes, depending on how thick you go and stuff, when you go to rinse it off, the foam slash soap all just goes in with the dirt, and when you're pressure washing off, it doesn't actually scrape more into your paint or scratch into your paint, I should say, whatever, right? So, because if you just pressure wash the dirt right off the bat, you're pushing all that mud back into the paint, and that's how you create more scratches and this and that. Yes, I know I scratch mine, but it's for point of view is that if you want to keep your truck a little more pristine, you don't want to scratch as much when you're washing it, then that is one method you can do there for sure. And then, like I said, touchless wash like this is great too. So it works pretty well for the most part. I mean, yeah, like I said, there's a few things, and I'm sure there's a little bit more underneath the paint that we can't see, but for someone like me, or you know, if you just want a nice easy wash, you don't have to do any work, this is what you want, a touchless kind of wash. So for the product here, I'm sure you guys can find something in America there. So, but if you're Canadian or whatever and you want to look at this, it's under prestigechem.com, and it's called TNT. So you can find that and you can buy it in bales or a 4-liter jug and stuff, and you go to town with it. So it's recommended as a touchless, so you have to have a foam cannon with it. It's not meant to be used as a soap because obviously it's touchless wash for a reason, so you're not supposed to touch it, right? So don't use it in a soap bucket or anything like that. It's high pH and everything there too, so just pointing that out there again there, so nothing serious about it there. If you don't understand the whole pH stuff, then Google it up between low, high, and neutral there. So most general soaps are neutral, and low pH is what you want to worry about because that stuff is meant to strip everything off kind of thing there. So it's opposite of the pH there. So, but yeah, guys, so that's the majority of it there. Next will be the wheels and tires that I'm gonna do, and I'll show you how good that works. I mean, the tires actually cleaned up really well, but there's still some dirt on there we can see. So I'll probably do some in the fender liners and stuff like that to clean up the blackness in there and stuff, and then she'll be pretty much ready to go there. Yeah, I guess I gotta do some hand soap in there too. So, but otherwise, guys, it's pretty simple to wash this truck. And then at the very end, we're gonna get into the muddy sections underneath the truck and this and that, and I'll show you guys how I deal with that as well.
When I look into her eyes, I see paradise.
from that time last there, it's probably been like 5-10 minutes or whatever. This stuff all dries pretty quick in here and stuff, especially when the door's open. So this is the natural black tire look. I mean, there's a few wet spots, but don't worry about that. So everything's pretty much cleaned up, and you saw the layer of dirt come off. This tire wasn't too dirty, but they actually all came out a little dirty. That one over there was really bad. I don't know why there was a bunch of dirt in there still. I'm guessing just from all the mud sitting on there for sure. So yeah, this is the natural black look, and I'm actually gonna put some tire shine on it and stuff, make it look a little more presentable. And then as you can see all down there, I got the nice little mud room going on down there. So the next part will be to get the undercarriage sprayer, which is over here. So I've got a Ryobi one that I bought a while ago. Works pretty good, it's pretty easy. And then I made up an extension here at work, because obviously this is where I work, guys, FYI. So this is my department, this is my baby right here. So I got some LED work lights, I got a big shop light up there. There's my certificate from training. You know, we got everything here, so all the good stuff. So, and there's our air mover. So yeah, I'm gonna be using this with that attachment one there, and I'm gonna go to town on cleaning the undercarriage. That'll pretty much conclude the video, guys. I mean, this is to show you how I wash my truck and kind of give you guys some tips and tricks. We'll go from there, and then I'll finish up this video, guys.
We feel that love, so deep in love. When I look into her eyes, I see paradise.
That's pretty much it for the video. Like I said, I'm going to show you guys how I did everything. And then now at the end here, I'm going to be telling you about some tips and tricks. First off, pre-foam it or soap it before, whatever way you can. Obviously not by hand if you're doing it there, because otherwise it's just going to scratch it immediately. You can pre-foam it, or if you're at the car wash, soap it first. That's always my go-to. I never rinse first, because especially when you're paying for it, just soap it, right? Like, it's easier that way. For guys that are going to be excessively muddy, so if you got chunks of mud all around, do yourself a favor and take off those big chunks first. So whether you just rip them off by hand, get the layer off, try not to go all the way through, because yeah, otherwise when you grab the big clumps, you'll scratch, obviously, but whatever. If you're not worried about that, then go to town on it. Take off the big clumps of mud, especially underneath. If you're underneath there and it's all nice and dry, take off the huge clumps of mud that you'll have around, because one, especially, it'll save you money all around, obviously. Because if you're doing it at home, you're paying for water, obviously, so therefore it's going to cost you a ton of money to rinse off those big clumps. I'm hoping it pops up in the video, I don't know, but on the back corner there, you saw my hands get all nice and muddy there. That's because right on the bottom lip there, the bedside there, it was just big clumps of mud sitting there. So I took my hand under there and just ripped out a bunch of it, even underneath the wheel well there, around the lip there where everything sits, which is typically where everything can rust. That gets full of mud too. So always take out the dry mud as much as you can, or the bigger chunks. That way it's a little bit faster and easier to wash. I always like to pre-soak everything. So don't just stand in one spot and just soak it forever, especially if you're getting off chunks of mud. Spray all around, get it all nice and damp, wet, soak, saturation, moisture, whatever, and then come back around, because while you're letting everything soak in, it's getting deeper and deeper to the mud, so therefore it will just fall right off. I'm not just making this up, this is something I've tried. Like, I've sat in one wheel well for like 5-10 minutes just spraying it out, instead of going all the way around, getting all the light layer mud off and then going back, and then everything just falls off too. Another thing I would recommend is, if you don't have a lot of this equipment, there's ways to do it. I mean, you got a garden hose, you've got sprinkler attachments and stuff like that. You know, you go underneath, that's the most common one to do. They work all right, but like I said, you want to then make sure you take off the big clumps of mud, because if you don't, you're just going to be running water for hours on hours, because there is a lot of places in this truck that will hold a lot of mud, and I mean a lot of mud that you won't even believe. Like, I've sat underneath the frame once because I was getting it cleaned up for the framing recall or whatever. I was getting it all washed up there, and I spent a lot of time in certain areas there for sure. So I'm going to show you guys a couple little holes and places that build up with mud. That way you know for the future of, like, okay, deal with this first, then go and wash your truck. Same thing with the engine bay. I mean, I just rinse out my engine bay, as you saw there, top to bottom all around. You can just use a garden hose, but I use a pressure washer. Never had an issue. Just don't go too close to everything, obviously. My stuff's all pretty waterproof and water resistant, blah, blah, blah. So But yeah, I just send it or whatever. I mean, I just give her all the water she needs there and rinses it out there. So make sure you always start with this. As you saw, I finish with that. Do this first because obviously then all the water just drips down, right? So do all that, then do your cowl. I do that about like 2 or 3 times, and then do your engine bay side to side and front and get everywhere. And then if you're still finding lots of mud in there, which likely you will, like I will, what you want to finish off with is just running water. So no pressure, but just have no attachment on the garden hose. Or if you have a garden hose attachment, go for it. It's a little bit easier because it's smaller. Just have it so water's pouring out everywhere so that everything can just run down instead. That way you're not going to risk any damaging, or you slip and smack something up. I mean, I just almost ripped off my engine oil sticker, which I like my stickers, so I don't want to rip that. So maybe I'll have to get an aftermarket one now or something, and then it'll say T or D on it or something, spice it up a little bit, right? Yeah, I mean, don't worry about what method I was washing. Like, I was doing mine in all different steps just because that's me and I have time to kill, whatever, right? But I always start with usually the undercarriage. I always like to soap everything first, get it nice and clean. That way you can see everything's nice and clean. Then I worry about underneath, because if you do it right, you're not gonna really make a mess on the outside either. Being that I still have to do a little bit of a hand wash, I mean, I don't care about splashing everywhere. But if you're making it pristine, then yes, start with the undercarriage and go from there, and then work your way from bottom to top. But then when you're soaping or rinsing all the mud, you want to go top to bottom, right? Don't want to push it up. So that method, bottom to top, is for bigger trucks and trailers there. And why, you may ask? Well, because technically when you do that, being that you can't reach everywhere, you're going up and down, and then it actually uses the dirt to kind of clean itself there. So you can watch some YouTube videos and you'll see why that happens. But when you're using automotive vehicles like this, no, you don't want to do that. So those are my little tips and tricks, and now I'm going to show you guys some spots around underneath that definitely need some more attention than others or whatever, and spots that just fill up with mud constantly. And like I said, you don't want to spend an hour rinsing off everything underneath there, right? So let's get to that, and then that will pretty much be it for the video, guys. If you guys have questions or anything, hit me up or whatever, ask me what's up. Like I said, I use the TNT product there for the foam. It's a PF22 foam cannon, so it's kind of a big mouth, I guess, like Chemical Guys has, but you don't need a big mouth or whatever. I just like using it because it's nice. Or go to town on rinsing. If you have hot water, even better. Hot water makes everything a lot easier. I mean, if you do your dishes with hot water, right, you know the difference that you'll get. Same thing with cleaning out the mud. All right, guys, let's get showing you underneath the frame and some spots in there, and I'm out of here. Okay, so quickly here, as you saw, I started with the front, and you keep going up and down, up and down, up and down. Get as much as you want. Just keep working your way around or whatever, right? Top to bottom, or front to back, I should say. Couple things, if you have an undercarriage sprayer like I did, what I usually do, being that I have enough gap here all around, put it right on the tire and roll it around the tire. Perfect way to wash underneath the wheel wells there. I love doing that. It's just a lot simpler. And yeah, look at that. Look, what that was in my truck. That's good. So yeah, put your undercarriage sprayer there, or if you're doing it by hand or whatever, with just a wand, then just start from your inner edge here and then work your way out, and then just, yeah, it's easy as pie that way for sure. Alrighty, so now we're getting into the hairy stuff here. So if you guys see right here, there's a notch here. There's a little bit of a hole here. Then you got your body mount up in here. Look at this. Look at this. This is exactly why that you have to rinse these out. Look at that. In here is absolutely filled with mud, and I mean filled. Like, I cannot imagine how much is actually sitting in here. Like, I can feel like a whole pile in here for sure. That is the number one spot you will find all your mud in. And then also in the cross members here and stuff like that, there are holes there. My recommendation is a garden hose. You shove it right in that hole. Don't say anything about that. And just rinse it out. Honestly, what I usually do is just put it in there and keep it rinsing so that everything's nice and soft. And then just dig your hand in there, use a flat blade, whatever you want, and just scrape it out as you're going. And then what else I'll find here is this sucker right here. This big old here, I can't remember what it's for, but it fills with mud like no frickin' tomorrow. I don't know why, but as you can see, there, let me just, there we go, look at that, there. Here's why, look at this. Oh, look at that, oh, look at that. Oh, Oh yeah, there we go. Get right in there. Okay, I got a little carried away with the mud there, so my hands were just getting full of dirt. So, but yeah, this box here is one of the reasons. And then if you put your hand right under here, you can feel also, oh, yeah, there's another there. There's you may look like there's nothing there, but no, there's obviously a lip here. So all the mud just sits under here. That's why it's good to do this when it's dry, so that you can take all these big chunks out. And then when you get back here, there's usually like a spot. It's really hard to show you guys under here. There's huge clumps that sit back here, like huge. They sit right above the brake line, above the body mount there. You'll see all there. Like you shove your hand up and around there, you'll start feeling all the mud sitting up there. So that is another main spot I've found that holds a lot of mud. So, and then as you saw when I was probably doing here, all the mud was coming out here. So that's another spot. Like, yeah, there, like, yeah, that sits all in there. I have no fender liners in here in case anyone doesn't remember. Keep that in mind. So it's a little bit more to wash, I guess, maybe, but like, yeah, here, this is why you do it. Look. And I don't care, I'm still washing this truck, so. Oh yeah, look, here's the money shot right here. Oh yeah. Oh, no wonder I lose all my races. I got 50,000 pounds of mud on here. Yep. I'm struggling here to get this out. So yeah, there's just look at that. You would spend probably 10 minutes pressure washing that because you couldn't get the right angle to it, and you would splash everywhere. 10 seconds with a hand and you get it clean as ever. And then obviously, you know, like I said, no fender liners, so I've got all access under here. And then I finish always with the back here for my undercarriage spray. And I have no spare tire either, obviously, because I have the 33 and I don't feel like making it fit under there. So I put this in the bed, but I usually don't even have it in the truck just because I don't care to have my spare. I'm pretty confident without my spare tire. So, and then, yeah, like I said, same thing here. You can just take off all clumpy dumpies here. Oh, wow, this is going to be good. Oh, that's grass. Oh, that's minor. I don't need that. Yeah, I don't need Mother Nature. It's gonna rust out in no time if I keep these all here. Yeah, so there's your tip and trick, guys. And then, like I said, up there, so they're up here, there's the framing and stuff. This is where a lot of mud will sit to. I don't know about all you guys with the fender liners in the rear. I don't know how well it'll keep it all out, but even then, when I still have my fender liners in, I went to wash my truck, there was still a lot in there. So keep that in mind. Another trick, these here, all these lines, you want to turn the pressure washer sideways so that the pressure is actually going in this crease here, and then you'll watch the dirt fly under there too. That's a really good one to watch there for sure. So don't forget about spraying out your gas cap there, because there's usually a lot of mud that goes in there, but like I said, no fender liners, that's probably my cause. I'm tired and I'm dirty. There, the mark of my people, muddy people. So that will be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the little detailing video. Like I said, I'm hoping to get some detailing videos in, and now that I've got some new pinstripes on here, probably gonna want to maybe do a polish video again. I've done one before for my cheek ceramic coating I bought, which was fun, but the Makita rotary sucks, the waffle pad sucked, and I mean, she turned out pretty good, but I could do way better now, so that's the fun part. So I'm gonna go wash up. I'm gonna keep washing this truck because, I mean, it's just everywhere. If you have a pressure washer, here's something. Oh, sorry about that. So turn mine on, right? There's no end on it, so you put the little quick disconnects on it. This, you want that. If you can get pressure like that, you're perfect, because then you just go like that and watch it rain mud. That way you don't have to pressure. Oh, look at that. Now I got to clean it again. Damn it. So yeah, do it that way. Or like I said, a garden hose and just start rinsing it out everywhere and you'll be right as rain. So that is my tips and tricks for you guys on washing a muddy Tacoma. You can use this to your own advantage if you're watching this for your own liking as just washing a muddy truck. The little tips and tricks help all around, I should say. So just kind of look around and find out where big chunks of mud hold themselves, because in this truck, they hold everywhere, for sure. Especially in the skid plates. A lot in the skid plates too, if you get really packed. But I was in a lot of water, so it kept rinsing itself out. That's why there's not a lot of chunks everywhere, but clearly I got chunks somewhere else hiding, right? So, later guys.